still 92.9 Capital FM. You just listened to the brief version of that program, On Top Your Matter. That is Family Matter. So now your matter 90 on top. Join him next Thursday at 11:15. We'll now bring you cyber safety on radio 92.9 Capital FM.
Capital FM 92.9.
Right, a very beautiful morning to the listener. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning on the program Cyber Safety Radio Program on Capital FM 92.9. We'd like you to know that this program is a collaboration between NEEM Foundation Initiative and Thrive Online Nigeria. My name is Adako Akoma, your regular host on this program. All right, we've been looking at quite a number of things, how you can actually go online and do your transactions, your conversations without any fear of molestation online, in quote. How to be safe, and then how to ensure that your environment is also safe, how to prevent your accounts from being hacked. So far on the program, this is how far we've come, and we have been able to establish that we already know the web became available in Nigeria in 1996 with full internet access, and by 1998 with only a few privileged Nigerians getting early access to the unlimited potential of the internet, or web as it was called. Now, 25 years down the lane, internet has become a pivotal factor in the nation's economic growth, security, society, and daily endeavors. And we have an estimated 108.75 million Nigerians connected to the internet. That is according to statistics. Internet access has become an integral part of the nation's driving force, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe. However, there are shortcomings attributed to the widespread use of the internet, as we were able to establish yesterday. On a global scale, these issues have posed critical threats to the nation's security and economic well-being. We have crimes like cybercrime, cyberterrorism, the dangers emanating from hacking, and the use of internet social media for propagation of hate speech and false narratives, which have been proven to evoke communal clash, national instability, as well as the risk of breaches to sensitive personal and government data, and the psychological impact of cyberbullying. Well, the list is endless, and we have here in the studio this morning Sophia Mohammed. She is an IT officer at NEEM Foundation. Sophia, you're welcome to KFM Studio.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
All right. We also have Tochukwu Okore. Tochukwu is a tech specialist and also a guest on the show this morning. Tochukwu, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, everyone.
All right. Okay. Now, we're going to be looking at a variety of issues. We're going to be looking at online security, impact of cyberspace on peace building, and then what to do when you've been hacked. Let's hear your own opinion. Yusuf was there on Monday. He was there yesterday too, and he really did justice to the program. All right. Now, for the everyday man, what does it mean to be safe online? Let's start with you, Tochukwu.
Okay, thank you very much. To be safe online is basically to be protected every day while you use the internet. So it's more on, checking to see where vulnerabilities may exist, as we all use data every day through all our devices.
All right. What about you, Sophia Mohammed? For you, what does it mean to be safe online?
I think to be safe is to be aware of the dangers of the internet, seeing as it's something that has become an everyday thing. So we have to be aware of the dangers and also how to protect ourselves online.
All right. There are common misconceptions that people have regarding their security online. Can you highlight these conceptions and, if possible, try to explain, the deeper dimension?
Okay. People probably think that simple passwords are okay to use, like 1, 2, 3, 4 or ABCD or their names, for instance. What people don't realize is that hackers usually have dictionaries of passwords that they use to hack. So, and it's not just one standard dictionary, it's something that keeps evolving every day. So whenever passwords get leaked, they get added to the dictionaries. So they have a large database of almost every possible simple password that could be used. Mm-hmm. So people usually assume that, okay, if I use my name or 1, 2, 3, 4 or something easy, it will be okay. No, it's not. It's actually not.
All right, let me just ask this question. It's been in my mind. You realize that there are some videos you just stumble on them when you go online, including the ones that are very gory, disgusting. Mm-hmm. Don't you think there should be censorship on what people actually access online? So particularly now that we have some mothers who carelessly leave their phones with their children, that play with their phones and watch all these obscene sites.
So with regards to children, I know that a lot of parents now like to give their kids YouTube. Something that I realized is that not a lot of people know that there's YouTube Kids, which is separate from the actual YouTube. So YouTube Kids, they only show kids specific videos. It's filtered content, and you can also choose specifically what your child sees. And even apart from YouTube, I think other video platforms as well, there are certain things that you can use to censor what your child watches.
Coach, could you have a contrary opinion to that?
Not really, no. I think for Twitter, for example, most apps now have what is more like a guide. So you can set up privacy security or privacy concerns on your app, and that guides what many people can see from your channel or from whatever views you look or whatever you're looking at. Some other apps also have like a privacy clause. So when the videos come online, you're requested to, you're pre-warned kind of, this video is just not good, it has sensitive content, do you want to see? And then you see. So most apps now include censorship on the kind of data that is being put out there, or the kind of information that is being put out there, asking for more like a second-hand consent. It's more like apps now are asking for your consent to actually view certain things Even YouTube has it also. On the WhatsApp mentioned also, parents especially should be very careful on what they watch. For example, YouTube, for example, is learned. The more use, Instagram has the same feature. So the more you use Instagram, if I start checking for upholstery, for example, Instagram starts tailoring what I see, that content, to upholstery. So if you check gory stuff on YouTube, if your child goes on YouTube, just even on the same account maybe on your TV, for example, because you have to set a Google account on your TV, that's what he's going to see. So in as much as you put privacy controls around, we also have to be careful on what we see, especially when that particular content is being shared or the device is going to be shared between kids, parents, and the public.
Now, talking about the impact of cyberspace on peace building, we have the issue of fake news and misinformation. We know that these are major violent conflict triggers. Now, how do we protect ourselves from falling prey to misleading posts? And how can we also prevent people from creating such kind of posts? Is it possible?
Yeah, it is. For me personally, I start by fact checking. So it's not everything I see online I just swallow hook, line, and sinker. I try to fact check. I almost go back to Google and first type that line to fact check if that content is true. And then, I'm also slow to retweet. So you could retweet you could see, first of all, many people create accounts that are pseudo accounts to actually peddle fake news. So I could mention a few, but I don't know. So, but you could see.
Is there any harm in mentioning them? Would he be indicted?
IPOB has one. So IPOB, for example, has tons of news, tons of handles.
Okay, let's not go there now.
So I mean, using them as a case study
Yeah.
here, they have tons of pseudo accounts that could, one picture from 10 years ago, and the next thing you see it's in.
It looks like it's a fresh thing.
Yes, it looks like it's a fresh thing. And then because of how these algorithms are written, before you know what's happening, 100 people retweeting that, it trends. It trends. And then the next thing, it becomes very sensational.
Violence.
And, people pick it up, and then the next thing, everybody's saying, this is happening, especially now that we are, along very
sensitive.
We're in a very sensitive environment. So is it possible to identify fake news? Yes, the media could help, by also debunking certain news, that comes online. I remember once the news outlet posted out a post on Twitter, and then after lots of fact check, it turned out to be fake news. They didn't put a rebuttal that, the news report was actually not true. They just allowed it die, natural death. So you have to fact check, that's one. You should be very slow to retweet. If it's Twitter, for example, you as much as possible, we should try and ask, is this true? Or sometimes we give it a day, let the news, let it calm down, let it cool down a little. Then you're like, okay, is this actually true? And then maybe you look out for more news outlets. But again, that's also now becoming a problem, because one major misinformation or one major myth now that is broken is that mainstream outlets could also be peddlers of fake news. We saw it with some foreign news outlets sending out certain news because they were being influenced. So it's it's just it's the new world.
And then I'm talking about that what you just said. Don't you think that it may not really be that the story or the news is entirely fake? It may be a question of distorted information. They're not giving the full details.
Okay, I think then that means we have to go back again to the definition of fake news. What's fake news?
Something that is untrue. Are you asking me? I'm not the guest.
No, I'm just like, we're having a conversation.
Okay.
So I think it goes back to the original question. What's
Okay.
fake news? What do you identify as fake
Anything
news?
that is untrue.
Yeah,
Because
so
we know that's
everybody has their own interpretation of what fake news could
Yeah.
be. True information could also be perceived as fake news. It's just in the manner it's being portrayed. So at the end of the day, what maybe one advice we could give on that could be fast to read, slow to respond. You know, that's I could read it. I'm very angry. I'm very pissed.
But you know, some persons will want to. There's this thing that that trends also. People post some stories, and they say share. If you share, you will do this. You will receive this. And some people are very gullible. They play on people's insensibilities for you to just do that, and you see this post being reposted, and a lot of persons don't even take time to look at the content of what they are reposting. It's because someone sounded like a prophet somewhere, so they want to really be blessed. That's an issue, actually.
It is. I'm one of those warriors also. Like, I belong to a WhatsApp group, and I get WhatsApp messages every day with please share or share to your community to save their lives. And I come out debunking everything, and then I look like the bad black sheep in the whole, because that WhatsApp group had like 100 people, and then I look like the black sheep there. But I think this ends up being a collective thing. We all have to take responsibility in educating both the educated and the uneducated or the semi-educated. We have to take responsibility in curbing fake news. If it comes and you have a good insight into that particular information, you could also share your views in a very, I think, respectful manner, so that the message you're trying to pass, gets across to the intended audience, and you're able, as much as possible, to debunk those particular fake news.
All right, in case you're just tuning in, you're listening to the program Cyber Safety on Radio and Capsule FM 92.9, and the program is a collaboration between NEEM Foundation Institute and Thrive Online Nigeria. It is an audience participatory program. We'd like you to call and be a part of this show this morning. Call us on 0705 353 8929. 0705 353 8929. Please call us and ask your questions, because we have able hands in the studio to treat whatever question you may want to pose to them. And so we have in the studio Safia Mohammed, an IT officer at NEEM Foundation, and Tochiko Okwere, who happens to be a tech specialist. Now, talking about cyberspace now, what is the best measure to adopt to sensitize people, apart from what we're doing at the moment, to sensitize people? How far can we really go in this sensitization to tell people these are the measures to take, these are the steps to take, these are the things to do for you to stay safe online?
I think through using social media, since that is the new addiction.
For many people now.
For many people, yes. Apart from this radio talk show that we're having, we're also posting a lot of content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So we're pushing our videos, we're pushing our posters on what to do to prevent yourself from getting hacked, what to do if you get hacked, and also protective steps that you can take to ensure that your accounts and your information are safe.
Now, we talked about hacking yesterday and then Monday, but we still want to revisit it. How do social media accounts get hacked? Now, what are the signs to look out for? For instance, someone like me now, I know very little about these things, and so probably if my account is hacked, I may not even know unless someone calls me, because I remember when my sister's account was hacked last year. I was one that called her. You know, when I posted this, she said no, she said making efforts to withdraw that account and open a fresh one. So what are the signs to look out for? How do you know that your account has been hacked? Without waiting for anybody to call you to say, I saw so thing. It doesn't sound like you. Who is this?
So the signs to look out for. Let me give a recent example. On Valentine's Day, a lot of people received a certain message from somebody that they're following in their DMs. It's probably saying something like, I spent so much time and effort making this for you. I hope you enjoy it. And then there's a link. And when you click on the link, it's a fake Instagram login account that requires you to put in your password. So if you put in your password, the hacker then gets your password and is able to access your real Instagram account, and it's that easy. That's how you get hacked. So first and foremost, I think when you see links like that, you have to ensure that it's actually real. It's actually a real Instagram login account. You can just check the URL. Make sure it's not strange looking. Make sure it's actually, if it's Instagram, it's actually Instagram.com. If it's the original thing.
All right, are there things I can do that will expose my account to being hacked online? What are the activities that I can do online that can result into my account getting hacked?
Okay, so I think to answer that question, you actually take one step back. One question you will ask is, what are the common misconceptions that people think? Why do people think they're safe? You know, and one could go from, like you rightly said, I mean, you may think that you have a very tiny digital footprint. So, I mean, because I have a tiny digital footprint, my data isn't worth anything. Who wants this? Another one again you could think is, oh, I have antivirus. Okay, so it's foolproof. My system is really secure. For organizations, they may say, oh, we have an IT department. They are compliant. So we have everything is up to date. So who wants our data? So you have to first of all understand that the world has become very open. What may seemingly look like useless data is now very useful data. And you may not necessarily know what that person wants to use that data for. So we just need to understand first that data is very important now in whatever form that it comes. Then the question. We just have to I mean, I'm trying to balance it out so I can actually say it in a very, from different classes to different classes. So it will start from first understanding that popular main sites could also be where you could possibly be hacked.
Okay.
Like Saf mentioned, even checking the emails. I've gotten emails from at Instagram.com, and when I checked on that again, they were actually fake accounts. So in order to prevent being hacked, for example, or to take extra, caution, we advise people to, now there's multi-factor authentication, so you set up multi-factor authentication on your account. How do you know that you've been hacked? You probably, you have to visit your security history. So like for me now, I visit my Google history to check, I go to Google, go to my accounts for my Gmail, go to security, I check logged in accounts. I now advise people to stop third-party integrations. So I no longer advise people that, you can log in with Facebook. So avoid sites that say log in with Facebook, log in with Google, log in with Twitter. I tell people avoid all of that. Rather create an account. The reason is because when you make those third-party connections, you've actually allowed access into your account. Now, those services could start off real good. They could also be hacked. Their data could also get compromised. And when their data gets compromised, your data is compromised. And you've already created that link. So for a hack to happen, there has to be a handshake. That handshake could be from even a phone call. Like I told her some days back, I've been fighting off one for like a week now. He calls every 5 o'clock in the morning. So every 5 now I'm awake.
You're waiting for the call.
I'm ready for war because, I know what I stand to lose. In fact, he was even lucky once. It's just that I had other security measures put in place. So immediately I noticed that, I had actually had a breach. I started triggering everywhere that feels safe. So, you have to also be very careful of your spam. Many people are looking for freebies
Yeah.
You have to be careful what you're clicking. You could even be hacked from having a malware or an adware. So you could click on a link that looks very, very unassuming. The guy, maybe as you clicked on it, a pop-up came, download this, and then you downloaded it, and then before you know what's happening, he's listening on your cookies, on your cache, what's been, those drops that save from your browser, and then the next thing, somebody has access to your data because he's listening, and he's been listening on that data for a long time. So it takes a lot. For a very basic user, I tell them, change your password, use quite complex passwords, maybe alphanumeric, that's letters, numbers, special characters, make it more than 8 characters.
Okay.
Look for something quite elaborate, then also activate multi-factor authentication, review your browsing history, review your account history, check where you've been, and you never know.
All right. So now your final words. Sophia, let me start with you. You just have about 1 minute to go. In 30 seconds, what are your final words? How do you think people should ensure that they stay safe online?
Okay, so like I said, be aware, and some of the things that Tochiko just mentioned as well, use strong passwords. Also ensure that you use anti-malware. Make sure that you have multi-factor authentication. Don't just rely on your passwords. Also make sure that you take other security measures to stay safe. And be aware, don't just believe anything that is sent to you.
All right, Tochiko, please, in 10 seconds.
For me, I'll just say, for more experienced internet users, clear your cache, clear your cookies, update your antivirus. Not because your antivirus exists and is valid means it's working. Update regularly, and more especially check your history. Always check where your account has been. If you get a prompt, check it, investigate. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks to Safia Mohammed, IT Officer at NEEM Foundation. Thank you for coming to the program. And many thanks to Tochiko Korea. He's a tech specialist with NEEM Foundation as well, or just in your own. Okay. All the same, thank you. The program is a collaboration between NEEM Foundation Institute and Thrive Online Nigeria. For more information, you can visit their website, thriveonlinenigeria.com. This program continues tomorrow, 11:30 the time. Until then, I am Adako Akoma. Thanks for listening.